Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. Playoffs?
But they are who we thought they were.
If there's any haters in here right now that don't have nobody to hate on, feel free to hate on me. Sit back there and say my hair ain't luxurious when you know it is, bitch.
Good morning, everybody. So used to saying good morning, even though it's the afternoon.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Here's the thing, though. What I've been doing is 3:30 every morning. That's I get up and I do my sprints. Yeah, I mean, those are prime sprinting hours. People don't realize. And that's how I know I'm succeeding, is if I'm doing my sprints while everyone else is asleep. It's a winning mindset is what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I say more dumb things before 9 a.m. than most people say all day.
It's not fair. They were so happy. It's not gonna be okay.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.
Welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is Football Talk with your host, Russell Wayne. That is me. Welcome one, welcome all. We are broadcasting live right now. This is Lions Talk, baby. Lions Talk. Villain Squad. Thank you for everybody that is following our page, liking our page, and getting into some of this off-season content right here on the Villain Squad right here. We're also broadcasting live into the Detroit Lions news, and thank you everybody for making us part of the afternoon now that we are in the afternoon. So we had some news today. It's all good stuff out there. Let's see who we have in the comments already. I know that we got, hey, good afternoon to Dwayne. What's going on? Good afternoon to Chad. What's going on, my man? My man who went down to Dallas and was part of that epic loss. I'm still haven't brought myself to watch that footage yet because, oh my gosh, I need to get in there and do that. But I'm still hurt. I'm still hurt. And when we go to play Dallas, I am gonna bust that footage out that you gave to me, and we're gonna do some interesting things with that footage right there. Fred Peterson, it's a great day to be a Lion. It's a great day to be a Lion fan. What's up, Scott Smith? Got Scott Smith in the house right there. So let's get some of this music right here. Boom. Yeah, we have some things that we got to talk about today. The Lions are bringing back one Emmanuel Mosley. And I know that this was mentioned on this program. And it was brought in as a comment right there. You're not surprised on CJGJ? What happened with CJGJ? Did they sign CJGJ today? Did they? I got to check it out. But what do you think of the Emmanuel Mosley signing? It looks like he may be going back to Philly in that, but that is not the news of today. The Lions are bringing back Emmanuel Mosley, probably on a pretty cheap deal. He injured his ACL last year. He injured his other ACL the year before. And what a awful turn of events for Emmanuel Mosley going through with what he went through. I mean, he injures his ACL the previous year in San Francisco, and he had Spot Track had him on pace to be able to make $15 million a year because he had such a stellar year in San Francisco. And then he got an ACL injury. And then the Lions signed him to a 1-year prove deal. And this guy busted his butt, had a setback in training camp, and busted his butt, made it back, made 2 plays into his recovery, and then he injures his other ACL. I mean, that's awful. That's awful luck right there. But that doesn't change the drive of a person. I mean, I guess that kind of thing could get you down. And, you know, it might put some people out. But I don't know. Mosley, even though he was injured, he stayed with the team. He was helping them with game prep in the film room. And I mean, I don't know how much it really helped because the secondary was awful last year, but they were definitely missing him. When they signed him, they had plans on him being the number 1 corner. And that ended up being Mosley's, or that ended up being Cameron Sutton's job by the end of the year. So I am kind of glad they gave him another chance. He was injured week 5. It's like 9 to 12 month injury now. And I don't know if it's more because he injured the other one now. I don't expect them to have him back right there at the beginning of the year. Maybe he'll be running by then, but I mean, it's going to be a mid-season signing again. They may have him available in the middle, but I don't think they'll be counting on him. I don't think that they'll be counting on him. But Emmanuel Mosley was signed. I don't know what the particulars of the deal are. I don't know how much money they have allocated to him, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're trying to fill out that roster, and he's a guy that's going to start out on the injured reserve list. And it's not like they're signing him as a free agent. You know, they had till I think it was today to sign their own guys. You have up until a certain amount, and then they become, you know, official free agents. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's not going to be expensive. So Detroit Lions sign Emmanuel Mosley again. He probably won't be there right at the start of the season. And that's okay, because you're looking for depth. You're looking to last throughout the year. And these things are okay. This is the time right now where you're going to be just trying to get the strength of your roster. The strength of your roster. You gotta last throughout the year. It's a guy that can be on injured reserve till 4 or 6 weeks. He's not going to take up a roster spot during that time. So I like the signing. You're watching Football Talk with Russell Wayne. It's off-season news, rumors, signings. That's what we do here. It is Football Talk. We focus on the Lions because we're Lions fans, but I will get into some of the NFC North talk too. If you want to get into something from some of the other teams, because I know that we have some Bear fans in here and Viking and Packer fans. I don't want to devote too much time to it, but if you guys want to talk about an NFC North topic, we can do that too. Because I know that they're about ready to sign Justin Jefferson. I know that you can talk about Jordan Love. You can talk about those Packer fans trying to downplay the fact that we won the division by saying, oh, we don't hang division banners. Oh, silly Lions. You feel that you need to hang division banners. You guys are proud of winning the division. Oh, you silly Lions fans. Oh, those regal Packer fans. They're so awesome. They don't even have to hang division banners because there's so many of them. As if that the Lions shouldn't be proud that they won a division. Don't let it get to you, Lions fans. They just try to get under your skin. I threw something out there, and most of the Lions fans don't care. They know that we have the division to lose. They're gonna have to come and take it from us, and I don't know if they got what it takes. I think Jordan Love's pretty good. I still don't think they have what it takes, and they're not gonna have what it takes because Brad Holmes is a G, and he keeps on restocking. So I got some other things I want to get into right here. Now, this has been something that's been out there. What would be the price of getting Lattimore here? Now, I don't know if this is just a rumor, but this has actually picked up some steam. I don't like to hit a lot of these. Yeah, because this is like the ridiculous week, right? This is the clown show week, right? You know, this is where all of the ridiculous, they should sign all of the top free agents. Oh my gosh, we should sign all of the best players in free agency. And if they don't, then the Lions just don't want to win. They should sign Chris Jones and Brian Burns and Danielle Hunter. And if they do that, they could win the Super Bowl. Well, of course. Of course. Oh, if we sign Danielle Hunter and then we sign Brian Burns and Chris Jones, our defense will be unstoppable. Yeah. But you can't do that. You can't sign all those guys. It's not going to happen. But, you know, they do have enough money. The Lions have enough money to go out and make some sort of big splash. They're only a couple players away. Honestly, I know what a lot of you guys want to crucify me for spending all this money, but the Lions are built to win right now. And the way our contracts are set up, not only do we add the $54 million, but we have access to more money if needed. You know, you can mortgage parts of your future. And I don't think they're going to have to do that too much this year. You know, you got to go ahead and pay your boy. You're going to pay Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know, maybe north of $25 million a year. But what would it take to get a guy like Lattimore here? Because you have a glaring need at that spot. And Lattimore has experience with Aaron Glenn. He was the cornerbacks coach down there when they drafted him. So this would be a really, really nice piece. And the thing is the New Orleans Saints are kind of in cap hell right now. Because when you look at their cap, they're in a bad way. They're definitely in a bad way. They're way over the cap. I think something like 80 million. I'm having a hard time with I think they changed the way that they do over the cap. And I got to figure out how they do it. How they've been doing it. But Lattimore could be gettable. Lattimore could be gettable because they're in cap hell and they might be able to pick him up for a day 3 pick. You know, you might be able to send a fifth round pick down there. And I mean, yeah, you got to pick up the contract and then they would do something with the contract, but you could make New Orleans take the bad end of that. Chad says Lattimore's a 3rd round. I don't know, Chad. They're in cap hell. They gotta figure out ways to jump. As a matter of fact, this contract is so bad, Chad, that if they are going to pull this trade off, they're not even going to be able to quote unquote ink it until after June 1st. That's how much screwed the New Orleans Saints are with that contract. And it isn't that he's a bad player or anything like that, but they went all in like 3 or 4 years ago, and they're still just trying to dig out of these awful contracts that they have. You know, I think they're paying Kamara some ridiculous amount. They're paying Mike Thomas some ridiculous amount. They got a bunch of defensive players that are under contract that are under ridiculous amounts. You can't pay all these. You can't pay all your guys. You got to play the game right. And these guys are in cap hell. And sometimes you can get guys that are cheaper. And there's no doubt in my mind, Chad, that you would pay a 3rd round pick. This is the type of talent that, you know, if it was straight up, you'd probably be paying 1st round picks for him. But, hey, Fred, take it easy, my brother. I'm glad that you are part of my life. I appreciate you more than you know. He is our Patreon. He supports us in what we do here. 365 days a year, we're talking football, posting about football. We love football. Detroit Fan Man says, so I'm on raw rumors of $26 to $28 million implied to me that if true, we get cheaper with the rest of the room, like less likely to sign Reynolds or DPJ when a 3rd round rookie would cost $900K. And that is fair right there. That is fair. We're going to get into that in a second as soon as I'm done talking about this Lattimore. And I think they could get it done and they could get a steal from it. I think that Brad Holmes could get that done for a day 3 pick. You know, working with that contract, they got to get out from underneath of it. So let's move on. I mean, we're looking at some of the best Lions post combine, right? We watched the combine, so now we can actually look at these guys, after a bunch of trained eyes have been looking at these guys, running in shorts, found out how fast they ran 40s. Who are the best guys? How are we going to make this team better? Right? I mean, what are the biggest needs going into this free agency? And no doubt in my mind that it would be the secondary. It would be the secondary. I don't even know why I asked a question like that. It was a dumb way to ask the question. I should have asked it different. How can we make this secondary better? And right there, that is one way that you can do it. You can via trade, and I don't think it would cost you anymore. If you could get Lattimore for a day 3 pick, and you would have to pay him north $15 million a year. You have to redo that contract. You're going to have to pay him. But he has experience with Glenn. Would you do that? You're locking down one of those positions. You need multiple cornerbacks. Would you do that? Would you go after him? Shane Zylstra's back on a 1-year deal. Thank you, Chad. We're making the secondary room better because I got a couple guys. And we get some help here. I got my little series coming out right here. The trade up guys. Ah, shit. I put the wrong logo on there. Whatever. But I got all the right guy, but I got the wrong dude up there. See, sometimes I mess that up. But I think that Verse would be a good guy that you could trade up for. The trade up guys after the combine, post combine, I think Quinyon Mitchell has become the darling. This would be a home run for some people, wouldn't it? We could trade up, get Quinyon Mitchell, shut down corner capabilities. I mean, what if you double down like that? You spent like a day 3 pick getting Lattimore, bringing him in, and then maybe, if Quinyon Mitchell, let's say that he dropped the pick 21, and you had to move up 9 spots, you had to spend an extra 3rd round pick or something. I mean, if they could pull off something like that, I think Brad will do it. That's a trade up. Who are your trade up scenarios right here? Huh? Nate Wiggins? I mean, these are the types of dudes that I think that can make a difference. These are these 1st round guys that you can get in there because cornerbacks is hard, man. Cornerback is a hard position to play. I think finding a shutdown corner in the NFL is just as hard as finding, or close to as hard as trying to find a franchise quarterback. There's only a handful of actual shutdown corners in the NFL. I mean, there's a whole bunch of good ones. There's a bunch of good number 1 corner, but guys that shut it down. I mean, they're just as hard to find as those franchise quarterbacks. So, just because they trade up and get a guy like this, Quinyon Mitchell, or Nate Wiggins, I don't know. Are they going to be shutdown corners? Who knows? But you got to take a shot somewhere. Are they going to be able to wait? Are they going to be able to wait right there at pick 29 and be able to get a high-end guy that they want? That's the question. You get on that big board. Who's really on the board at that point? Let's look at when you're looking at these cornerbacks that are in the draft. These guys are probably going to be gone. You got to trade up. Cooper DeShawn, Quinyon Mitchell, Nate Wiggins, Terrion Arnold. I mean, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Maybe he's sitting there. You know, you need a taller guy, a TJ Tampa. It almost seems like he's destined to go to Tampa Bay, right? But we got to make this team better in the secondary. But I don't think that's what they're going to do in the first round of the draft, because I think that you have to have experience in your secondary. That's why I think that free agency is going to be free agency is going to be the spot where you want to pick up the cornerbacks. Now, there's a guy here that I made this slide for. This would be the type of guy. Like, I mean, I don't know a lot about these guys, but I know that there's certain types of guys that like fit the mold of, you know, that grit and all of that, the mentality of the Lions, right? And I think that this guy does that. This guy is a game wrecker, and I think that he started out in the combine as a defensive tackle, because look at that size. At 6'5", 296 pounds. I mean, 6'5", that's pretty tall. So, but man, that just seems like too good to be true. I mean, this guy ran what, 4.7 40 at 296 pounds. So this is the type of, I mean, I think they go game-changing type of people that can come in and make an impact right off the bat. A type of guy like that. I mean, you're looking for an impact player, right? But we're at pick 29 now. So we ain't picking a top 10. We're not going to get some of these top guys. And it's okay. It's nice. But the top guys seem to be offensive players when you're looking at that. Look at that. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. Finally, you get to number 8, and there's one cornerback. Get a couple defensive players, 4 defensive players in a row there. I mean, these guys you're not going to get. These are the top end guys. You're going to have to trade up to get one of these guys. There's an interesting one right there. I know that you guys like that. I saw a comment in there over Zach Frazier. Zach Frazier, drafting him. But what about this guy? Jackson Powers. Jackson Powers Johnson. What if they traded up to take Jackson Powers Johnson? Would that make you mad? You know, if they went up there, the trade up guy, because you got but you're talking about a guy right here, you know, a dude. I don't know if he played with Penei Sewell. Maybe he did play with. Did he play with Penei? They went to the same school, but here's a guy that's, you know, the best center in all of college that can play multiple positions. So you got Frank Ragnow for the foreseeable future, and he can come into the league exactly the way that Frank Ragnow did. I'll train this guy in the middle, put him on the left side, because you're probably going to need a replacement for Jonah Jackson. And I know that there were some people, I remember Zach Frazier was one of those people as well. You know, Zach Frazier, another dude. And all these guys usually can play. The centers. Guards, the best one plays center if you don't have a center. I don't know. I could see the Lions going this way. You know, when you're talking interior offensive linemen, they're not as quote unquote valuable. So they're going to be drafting all these skill positions. You could have the best player at a position that just falls to you. So, Chad, come on, Chad. Oh my gosh. No, we got Hendon Hooker. Steelers trade up and get Quinyon Mitchell. That's a Steeler move. Yeah, I don't know if I can't see the Lions wanting to trade up. Kind of, you know, there's part of it. You know, you want to make sure you get an impact player. If they got one of their guys up there and one of those guys is the guy, then you trade up and do it. But I mean, Brad Holmes has gotten value out of like every round. So I don't know. Them trading up a big amount, they better like that guy. You know, obviously they're going to like that guy. Do you go out and where's the big splash coming from? The 5 biggest needs. Five biggest needs going into free agency. Obviously you want to say cornerback, but honestly, you add 2 secondary pieces. Now, I was talking a little bit yesterday. I mean, I'm a believer that you can do some damage by grabbing a couple of these guys. And I think that you could get a guy like Stephon Gilmore and Kendall Fuller, you know, or a Woozy. I mean, you sign 1 or 2 of those guys, or, you know, get yourself a Lattimore in a trade. So you make some kind of move like that. You improve the secondary. You need 2 secondary pieces, you know, that are better than Sutton. I mean, if Sutton's a 2 or a 3, then I think that he's going to be pretty valuable. I think he can cover slots and number 2 wide receivers. Don't you? But you're watching Football Talk with Russell Wayne. This is the afternoon show. Every weekday, 3 p.m. Hit the like button on the video that you're watching. It helps. You're obviously a football fan if you're watching, so just hit the like button. Share this content. We got a brand new show coming. I want to throw it out there. Main Event Mike is going to be back at it. Now, he is starting next Monday at 7 p.m. Main Event Mike is going to be doing the show, the recap, once a week. He's got some things that he wants to get off of his chest. Welcome back. Welcome back, Emmanuel Mosley and Shane Zylstra. Don't forget, every morning at 11 a.m., Smoking Jeremy B hitting the Lions Talk. Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B in the mornings. What are the best fits for the Lions post-combine? That's what we're looking at right now. We are on the verge of paying Amon-Ra St. Brown $25 million plus a year. What do you think about that?
It's my quarterback. You like that?
I think I like that. When you got good players, you got to keep them. Amon-Ra St. Brown is Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown bleeds Honolulu blue. He painted his hair Honolulu blue. What more can you want from him? They only need a couple pieces. You can finally say that, Detroit Lion fan. A couple of pieces away. What are those pieces? It's the circus sideshow. It's the circus sideshow known as the week before free agency. So every single type of thing that could happen for your team is going to be thrown out there. They're going to throw so much clickbait out there. And in my opinion, the only worthy clickbait type of thing that was out there was Lattimore. You know, out of all these things, I mean, I don't even really believe the Chris Jones thing. They ain't going to sign Chris Jones. That sounds great. If they signed Chris Jones, I would drop a deuce. They re-signed Chris Jones, or they signed Chris Jones. I mean, really, he takes any defense to the next level. But no, the Lattimore to Detroit via trade is the most realistic of the bullshit that's out there, I think. He instantly makes your team better. He's got experience with your defensive coordinator. He tackles. He covers. He's better than Sutton. Definitely come in as that number one right there. I mean, come on. Steve says signing a free agent is one thing, trading is another. Yeah, but if you're trading, I mean, and I'm just trying to get something that's honestly realistic here, Steve. Like, I mean, I don't even know if I really believe in this all that much, but Lattimore, if he was a free agent, he would be the top corner that was there. I mean, there's no corners that are as good as Lattimore that are in free agency. I mean, we've been looking at that and looking at that. I mean, you can disagree with me. I mean, but I think that Lattimore, if he was on this list, right, who's the top one? Jalen Johnson. Yeah, Lattimore's better than Jalen Johnson. I mean, you never know. They're going to probably franchise tag him. If the Lions are going to have a chance at Jalen Johnson, you know, that would be something pretty cool right there. But Lattimore would definitely be the best piece that's available out of all of those. So he would be the best corner that would be available. And, you know, I wouldn't want to spend like a third round pick and pay all that money. But if they were offering Lattimore up for a day 3 pick, I would consider that. Chad says linebacker or safety, please. What do the Packers do in the first round? So let's look at that. You want to look at that, Steve? We'll look at what the Packers, because we have to know what our enemies are doing. I think that that's important. You know, getting into the mock draft simulator. What do you think? There's my big board. All right. Team needs. Packers. All right, Green Bay. They have you as an offensive line need, right? There you go. Let's look at this. We're going to help you out, Steve. Steve says that I can see a team trading up in the first with the Packers to get a quarterback. And the Packers will get more picks depending on how the board falls. So, I mean, you guys already got the youngest team. Are you sure you want more picks? I'd be trading your picks for players that are established. They have you as your need is being offensive line. So let's take a look at this. This is these are your top players that are involved. Where are you guys picking at? Where are you guys picking at, Steve? I mean, you guys made the playoffs. You're probably picking in the 20s, right? Yep. Packers are the scariest team in the NFC conference right now on Papa. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that the Lions are the scariest team, and I think that all the Lion fans would agree with me. But what do you think that the Packers would do in the first round right here? You need offensive linemen, and if you guys could snag up one of these guys, I mean, I think it's a slam dunk that you would get, one of these guys. I mean, there's a plethora of them right there. I would think that you're going to take one of these tackles. Gosh, that's a rich tackle class right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tackles. 8 tackles with first round grades right there. And that's a position of need. If I had to guess where I would think that the Packers would go, I mean, right there. I mean, you might take one in the first and second round. Look at those offensive linemen. Look at those offensive linemen. I mean, you got the good quarterback, don't you, Steve? So why wouldn't you want to invest in protecting that quarterback? So there you go. What is the biggest need? What is your biggest need out there? If there's any Viking fans out there, what are you thinking? What are you thinking that the Vikings need? What are the biggest needs? Off-season decision. Chicago's easy. They would figure out what to do with the first pick. You got a quarterback, and what a fun time. If you're a Bear fan, all of the Madden players are living vicariously through you. But when it comes to the Packers, man, for where they're picking. And with not knowing what's going on with Bakhtiari, I think that would be a good move for you. Packers, see you next season. Man, isn't it fun? Isn't it fun again? As a Packer fan, you guys aren't really scared of the Lions. I mean, this is got to feel good for you. You know, I'm a nasty Buckeye fan, but there was part of me that is really happy that the rivalry's back. You know, for 20 years, my Michigan friends wouldn't talk to me. They wouldn't come around me or even try to talk to me for a while because they knew that it wasn't really a rivalry for a while. And then it starts flipping around the other way. And it becomes fun again. So, I mean, if I was living vicariously through a Packer fan, I would think that I would be happy that that the competition's back again. You know, that the Lions are finally out of the basement and you don't have to, I mean, 2 easy dubs. But now you got to have a heavyweight fight every year. I mean, unless something drastic happens where I think that the Lions are going to destroy everybody everywhere, I would probably pick right now, just off the top of my head, the Packers are probably going to split with the Lions again. I think they're evenly matched. I think they're similar trajectory. You know, young teams that are still building, but yet they're still good, you know. Lions have all these young players still on rookie contracts, and they're just getting started. They're going to get better and better, and they made it to the NTC Championship. So the Packers, shit, I couldn't find a Packer fan that would predict unless it was a straight homer. You know, straight homers were like, yeah, 13 wins, but all of the realistic Packer fans last year picked between 7 and 9 wins. Most of them were on, I would say 7, 8 wins was what the Packers were projecting from their fan base. And they overachieved. Lions fans, most people were around 9, 10 wins. You know, they were afraid to go in. I mean, but there were Homer Lion fans that were saying 16 wins and all that, you know, they were there. But for the most part, the realistic Lion fan had between 9 and 11 wins. I had him at 12. I hit it right on, but I mean, really, we should have had 13. Chad said Packers aren't a slouch. Packers are no slouch. They are our competition until the Bears get their shit together. And the Bears could do that shit. Get that shit together pretty quick. You know, they're going to reset the franchise. The Bears are similar to where I think the Lions were last year. You know, they can feel pretty good. Well, I don't know, maybe not with the new quarterback, but I think they're going to do the new quarterback. They're going to reset their franchise. That's my opinion on the Bears. I've stayed steady to that. I think main event Mike is similar to that right there, because Justin Fields, I think he's showed that he was better. And that's even going to be better for the Bears when they trade him, because they're not just going to be able to give him away. I think they might actually be able to get a good pick out of him, because he proved that he can make some plays. And you're picking at number 1, you take Caleb Williams. This is an Andrew Luck type of dude. I mean, there's a lot of hate out there. You know, is he overrated or is he overhated? And I knew that was bullshit about Caleb Williams not wanting to play in Chicago and all that. I mean, media likes to make up stupid stuff. And the real is like, I don't think that there's as much wrong with Justin Fields, but he's at the end of his contract. So if you're thinking business-wise, you know, even if he's good, you want to give that burden to somebody else. The burden of, what if he is good? What if he kills it for you next year? You got to pay him the year after. Are you going to pay this guy $50 to $60 million next year when the cap goes up by another $30 million? Are you going to do that? I don't think so. That's why you want to trade him. They're probably going to trade him. I like that. I love the fit in Atlanta. They got playmakers over there. Chicago can just go ahead and draft the guy. Caleb Williams, and at 9, they can get a playmaker for him. Or another offensive lineman. And they got second-round picks, too. Yeah, I think it would be a mistake for the Bears to trade out of that pick again. I mean, unless they're trading down one piece. You know, they're trading down one. But why would you do that when you can just take the quarterback that you want? Take the quarterback that you want. Reset your franchise. You got playmakers galore. And if you're good with 2 quarterbacks, be okay with trading down. But, yeah, it's a fun day to be a Lion fan. I think they draft a guy. I think they're going to draft a guy, reset the franchise. Because they already got pieces to build around the new quarterback. The new quarterback will come in. Or they could just stay with Justin Fields. They could do that. They could roll the dice. But the thing is like, that's the advantage of having that rookie contract is the fact that you got, 4 years of cheap production. And it doesn't have to be on the quarterback position, but you're at the end of that. I mean, and you haven't gotten top end production. And if by golly he does good, then you're going to have to pay him like a top guy. Chad says that the Bears are done with the Fields project. Yeah. What do you think his value is? David says that I trust that Bears will screw up and trade Justin Fields. Business-wise, makes sense to trade him. However, yeah, you're feeling. So you're a guy that would bet on Justin Fields. What's up, Vogel? We're talking football, man. Probably not for very much longer. It's almost. What's up? What's up? Bears can trade up and get Marvin Harrison Jr. too. Well, there's a couple other wide receivers too. It isn't just Marvin Harrison Jr. Got a loaded wide receiver class. And yeah, it's a fun time to be a Bear. If you're a Bear fan, you're having a similar offseason to what we had last year, the Lions. A couple first round picks. You're gonna be able to get your team better. And when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. Minnesota is going to be in trouble. They got guys they're going to have to pay for Danielle Hunter this year, and he ain't even going to be on their team. I don't think Danielle Hunter is going to be on their team. They shuffled that cap down. They lowered that cap number last year. It don't look good. I mean, they're going to have to lose one of those players. And I think they signed JJ. You let Hunter go. And then you build around your franchise wide receiver. You don't let these awesome wide receivers get out the door. Pay Amon-Ra St. Brown. Pay Justin Jefferson. That's the advice. Get it done. Don't mess around with these cornerstone pieces. These guys are special. That work ethic. What Amon-Ra brings to the team. 119 catches or something like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you can count on him. Third down, St. Brown. Justin Jefferson, that dude just burn you. You got to pay that guy. And here's the thing. It's like, even if you don't like the contract and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's like in 3 years, they're going to they're moving the salary cap up. If you sign them to a long deal, 2-3 years down the road, they're going to be a middle of the road contract. Really, I'm on rock coming in at 26. That's nice. Justin's trying to get more than 30. The guaranteed money. All you got to do is watch the guaranteed money. So this is Football Talk with Russell Wayne in the afternoons. Thank you for being part of the broadcast today. Faith, family, and football. Off-season news, rumors. Please take the time. Go over to the page right there, the Villain Squad page. We are approaching 47,000 villains. Hit the follow button. We're bringing you content 365 days a year. Join the conversation. You know, we're talking about this stuff on there. Put a comment in. Let us know what you think. Just a knucklehead with a podcast that comes on at 3 o'clock every day. Well, I don't even care what I think right there. But that's what we're doing. Main Event Mike's doing his show again. Every Monday night. Join Main Event Mike for the Main Event Football Talk weekly. Same thing. And then every morning with Smoking Jeremy B. 11 a.m. Broadcasting live into the Villain Squad. And the YouTube channel. Jeremy B's YouTube channel. But thank you. Thank you for watching today. Faith, family, football. If you use that link in our description, the giving link, you're helping my church, NTC Church, do the outreach in Genesee County. And we're helping people in Genesee County. So if you're using that link, that's what we're doing with it. Okay? God bless you for doing that too. Faith, family, and football. That's faith. Family and football, that part is the easy part, and that's what we're doing right now. We're spending time right now talking about football. Use football to spend time with your family. Don't let football use you. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you. Until we meet again tomorrow for Football Talk with Russell Wayne. Peace out.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifatu Malafanu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.
It's not fair. They were so happy. It's not gonna be okay.
What's going on, Russell Wayne and the Main Event 365 Network? This is Jason Kabenda from the Detroit Lions. Here to give y'all a shout out, man. We appreciate all the support, man. Know you guys are big fans. Know that you guys are rooting for us to take the North this year, and we're going to do just that, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Just want to give y'all a shout out. You have a great day.